All right, things I wish I knew when I started my drone business. This is part 3 of a 3-part video series. I'm Brett Caramello, the Drone Pilot Pro. Really pumped up for this one because I think this can dramatically change your drone business. Okay, when I started, I made a lot of these mistakes, and hopefully you'll learn from me today and you won't make these same mistakes. All right, so let's jump right into it. All right, fixing my light right here. All right, so first thing I learned. Haven't learned this to more recently, I say the last few years, but often when you start out, you want the business, so you tend to just take whatever you can get. If someone wants to pay you $100, $200, $300, you take the job. However, there's a cost to that. There's something called opportunity cost, and there's only so much time in the day. So you have to realize, we all know this, but when we start a business, we don't really think about the time, we just think about the money. But you really want to focus more on the time and the long-term thinking. So yeah, you got to pay your bills. So if you need the job, take the job, because everyone needs a roof over the head, they need food, so take the job. But one thing I've learned, it's just as easy to acquire a high-paying customer as it is a low-paying customer. And really, the higher-paying customers are less of a pain in the butt, I should say, quite frankly. The low-paying customers, they're often the most demanding, okay? They don't appreciate the work as much. So to me, it's better to just charge more, because you can grow your business. It's a lot easier to grow your business, and you can also deliver better on what the customer wants. So by charging more for your drone services, you can hire a better video editor. You can hire another videographer or a cinematographer to join you on the shoot, and they can do some shooting, and your overall production value will improve. So you could hire a producer, and they can make it better as well. You could hire all these different types of people to make your overall production value and your final product or your final deliverables a lot better to the customer. So the customer is happier, they're getting better work, you're doing better work, and you're also able to keep charging more, and they're going to refer you to other people. However, if you don't charge enough, then you're not really able to make the revenue to do a good enough job. Your production value is lower. They're less likely to recommend you to other people. It's harder to scale your business to hire other people because you just don't have enough money. So yeah, overall, just charge more than you think you should charge. Okay, I think I hammered home that point. Let me just see who's on the chat over here. Jack, you're back. Good afternoon, Jack. Always supporting. Good to see you. All right, so the next one is be the tortoise and the hare. Now I originally wrote be the tortoise, not the hare, but I actually changed it. Okay, so what I mean by this is it's better to be consistent over a long period of time than working a lot in spurts. Okay, perseverance really is the key to business success. So you want to be the tortoise in that aspect, not the hare. However, in business and with technology, things are changing so quickly. You have to be able to not only change with the technology, but also to be able to produce the product or service at a fast rate. The faster you can get your videos edited, the faster you can get the final photos edited and to the client, the more work you can do. Okay, so the more people you have as a part of your team, the more work you can do. You can be more like the hare and less like the tortoise. Okay, so I'll talk about this in a later slide, but basically you don't want to do it alone. Okay, you want to form a team. Really having a team and people around you is the key. So you want to be the hare in that aspect, in that your team will help you be able to work fast. But you also want to be the tortoise in that you want to be consistent. So every day you have to show up and do the work. Okay? It's like, what's the analogy? So I like sports, right? So let's say you're coming to a competition in the NBA Finals. We'll talk about, I like basketball. So if we're talking about basketball, if let's say Michael Jordan, he won 6 NBA Finals. Do you think there were some final games that he didn't feel good, that he didn't want to play? I'm sure there were. All right, he got out of bed, he wasn't feeling his best. All right, maybe he was a little tired, maybe something happened off the court that upset him. However, he still showed up. He was consistent. So you have to be consistent really every day. Really, the difference between the amateur and the professional is the professional shows up whether he wants to or not. Okay? Whether he feels good or not, he still shows up. Okay? Or she shows up. Okay? So let's move on to the next one. I think you get the point. Let me just make this a little bigger too. All right. So my next thing to have a successful business, people want to do, this is one thing I've sort of discovered the hard way, but it's been hiring other people, especially independent contractors. So people want to do the least and get the most. So what do I mean by that? Well, 99, really, I would say it's at least 95%, I would say almost 99% of people you hire, they want to get more out of you than they give. So most people want to do the least amount of work to get the most amount of money. Okay, so when you hire someone for a job and you pay them, let's say you pay them $500, okay? They're gonna say, all right, I'm gonna give just $500 worth of effort, but I'm not gonna give $501, all right? I'm not gonna give $700 worth of effort, all right? I'm gonna do the very least amount of effort just to get paid, just so I don't get fired, but no more. Okay, so if someone gives you like a $700-800 effort and you pay them $500, then they are a very rare person. Okay, they're in like the 1 to 2% of people, and those people you want to keep around. Okay, but most people you hire, they're only going to give you the least amount for you not to fire them or to just get the job done. Okay. Learn this the hard way, but just something you should be aware of. Okay, next one. Focus on the customer. So customer service, this is one I've been working on improving over the years. Okay. I talked about I think it was yesterday's video I talked about, or the day before, I talked about how your employees are your biggest asset. Your biggest asset are having good employees. But right after that, right on par with that is your customer service. Okay, so you really want to focus on customer support. Don't leave people hanging. It will help improve because no one knows your niche better than your customers. Okay, so your customers can always, whenever you're looking for an answer, what should I do next? Just look at your customers. They have all the answers you need. You keep your customers happy, your business will be happy. All right, your business will be good. All right, let's just take a break for a second. Let's see in the chat anything's going on. All right, Hugo says hello. Hello, Hugo. Tony says hello. Hey, Tony, good to see you from Texas. Jack says knowing the cost of each deliverable is critical, but what % profit margin do you use? Yes, the profit margin is important. I think you were talking about the slide where I was talking about charge more than you think you should. And I don't really have time for today's video to get into all the details, but yes, you need to know the profit margin and the price of doing business, or the price of staying in business. That's a good point, Jack. All right, let's keep going. Or Jack has a question. Do you give hires a checklist of their responsibilities, your expectations, how to manage your business or image? Okay, good question. Okay, so to this point, when I hire someone, okay, on this point, they want to do the least. What I do is, yes, I have very clear expectations. I have a checklist or specific things I want them to do. And another thing I make them do is when I hire someone, I don't hire someone for the actual professional shoot if it's their first time I'm hiring them. So let's say I'm bringing someone along on a professional shoot with a client. It's not going to be someone that I haven't worked with before. So if I do a personal project, usually personal projects or something I'm just shooting for fun, I will bring on someone that I think I want to hire, and I'll just hire them for that gig or just for that day for a few hours and just see how they're doing. Okay, if they do a good job, I'll hire them again for another little small job. Same thing with my video editors. I hire them for just maybe just edit a few minutes, maybe like 2 minutes of footage, or maybe edit a really short video, and I see how they do. If they do a good job, then I'll hire them for another job, okay? And it's a really small job. It's not a major job. It could be a personal project as well. And if they do a really good job after a few jobs and then they build up their trust, I know that I can rely on them, then I will bring them for a professional job. But I won't bring them on a big job until they've proven themselves first. So that one thing I made a mistake is I've hired people for multiple jobs without them proving anything, and then ultimately I've run into some big problems. So don't do that. Learn from my mistake. That makes sense? Okay. Jack says, yep. All right. So start small and then go big. Always be slow to hire and quick to fire. That's what I always say. Slow to hire and quick to fire. All right. So, all right, the next one. Don't reinvent the wheel. So this is 2021. There's so much information both on my channel, other people, production companies, etc. Don't try to reinvent the wheel, okay? There's a lot of stuff out there that works, so don't try to go against the grain too much. I wouldn't say just take everything from one person, okay? I would say emulate several different people, kind of cherry pick your favorite things from different people and incorporate them into your own style. Okay, so I may learn something, a new little tip or trick, or a new way of doing business, or a new way of shooting from someone, and I may experiment with that, and if that fits my own style, I'll add that to my creative style, or I'll add that to my business, okay, to improve. And over time, it's like you're adding all these little small things here and there, and over time, it turns into a really big thing, okay? But you don't have to reinvent everything and say, you know what, I don't know how to do this. I'm going to just experiment with a million things. It's good to experiment, but there's a lot of information out there. You can find what's working and what's not. Okay, talk to other professionals, talk to myself, join my Drone Pilot Pro course. All right, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Next thing, don't go it alone. Okay, so this is one problem I kind of had difficulty with. I tend to be like an introvert but an extrovert. Sometimes I feel extroverted, but probably my natural personality is more introverted. So I kind of like, whenever I get frustrated working on a project, I'm like, you know what? I'll just do it by myself. I'll do everything by myself. I know I can get the job done. And that may be true. However, it's going to cost you a lot. All right. It's going to cost you a lot of time. It's going to cost you a lot of energy. Okay. You got to keep your pride and your ego in check. Okay. Collaboration leads to your destination. In other words, you can't reach your goal on your own. You need mentors, coaches, people you hire, etc. to get there. So going it, like I said before, going it alone will end up costing you a lot of time and money to reach your goals in the long run, and it's just not worth it. Okay, so that's why I'm trying to bring on more people for my own business, and it's not easy. I think I talked about this before in terms of being the entrepreneur, the manager, and the technician. The managerial part, which is hiring and managing people, is probably my biggest weakness. It's something I have the most difficulty with, but it's something I'm working on. And I realize I can't do everything myself. Not if I want to grow, not if I want to get bigger, and ends up costing you too much time, effort, money, and stress. All right, so get the help you need, whether that be from myself, from someone else. Find like-minded people or people who are better than you to collaborate and to improve your business. Okay, next one is know it first, then hire. Okay, so what do I mean by this? You could hire, starting your business, you could, if you have enough money, you could just hire another drone pilot. You could hire editors. You could hire a producer. Okay, you could hire a marketer or someone to get you clients. You could hire advertisers. You could hire all these people. However, it's hard to know whether they're doing a good job if you don't know the actual job yourself. So for example, if I'm hiring a video editor, I have to know something about video editing so that way I can critique their work, I can speak the language, okay, and they won't take advantage of you, okay? So, because like I said before, people will always do the least to get the most. So if you don't know what you're talking about, if you don't know the job, people will take advantage of you. I know this sounds kind of cruel, kind of harsh, but this is the reality of the world. People will take advantage. Now, they may not be intentional, maybe subconscious, but it happens. Okay, Taiyanet says, hello, Texas, running my drone photography business. Good to see you, Taiwan. All right. Jack says, you can't wear all the hats. Definitely not. All right. Yeah, so my recommendation is you don't have to be an expert in everything. Like you don't have to be the best video editor. You don't have to be the best even drone pilot. You don't have to be the best advertiser. You don't have to be the best marketer, okay? You don't have to be the best at any of these things. But what you have to do is you have to be, I would say, at least at a proficient level. Meaning definitely be above a complete beginner, but I would say even get to more like lower intermediate stage, maybe intermediate level in all the aspects of your business before you begin to hire someone else. Okay? So that way they won't take advantage of you, and you also can spot talent. You know when that person is a good person. You won't know if the person's a good person unless you've studied it for a little bit. Okay? So if you're watching yesterday's video when I talked about Christopher Columbus, you know, his ability to spot talent, you can go back and watch that video. That is a special skill, and that will definitely help your business a lot. Okay, so next one. Actually, this is the last one. Money is freedom. Okay, so a lot of people want money and they're like, you know what, I'm gonna start a business because I want to make a lot of money, and it's more of a status or an ego thing for a lot of people, for showing off. Okay, they want to buy the big house, the big car, they want to show off things like that. But as you get older, or as you start your own business, what you'll find out is, or what I found out is, money equals freedom. You also can use the word time, because money equals time. Time is money. But for me, money equals freedom. Okay, so let's say you make a ton of money. You make a ton of money, you got a big house, a big car, you got all the material possessions, you have all the drones, cameras you possibly want, okay? You got a Matrice 300, you got an Inspire 2, you got 3 Mavic 3s, you got several Red cameras, you have a whole production team, but you're working all the time. You have no time to spend with your significant other. You have no time to spend with your family, with your friends, all right? You have no time to do anything else. You're working all the time, but you're making a ton of money, all right? So ultimately, that's not real freedom, okay? So a lot of people have big houses, big cars, but they're working all the time, okay? Or they spend their money on these things, and because they buy a big house and a big car, they therefore have to spend all their time working to pay for this big house and big car or for this really expensive camera gear, drone gear, etc. So really buy within your means, okay? I know it sounds kind of cliche or kind of normal, but you end up becoming more of an economic slave, and you lose your freedom when you buy things that send you into debt or will take you a long time to pay off. Okay? In essence, you lose your freedom. So be very careful with money. Okay? So every time you have $1, okay, when you spend $1 in your business, you give one piece of freedom away at a time. Okay? Or actually, you get one piece of freedom, I should say. But when you spend $1 on something to show off, you give away $1 at a time. Okay? So think of money as a tool to gain freedom and to keep it. Okay? I hope I had that right in my head. I don't know if I explained it right, but let's see what they says. What are people saying? Hugo, I second that. With experience, don't have a site survey before the shoot. Yes, you should definitely. There's several tools I use, but I definitely scout out or survey the site before I shoot. Always do that for sure. All right. No Lambos. I want freedom and a good thermal. Exactly. So yeah, just be real smart about your money, because one thing I talk about in the course, which I don't really have time to talk about today because I go quite in depth about it in my Drone Pilot Pro course, but you have to really think about what's an asset and what's a liability, okay? Having a good employee is an asset. Having a bad employee is a liability, okay? Basically, an asset is anything that will make you more money or will give you more time or more freedom, okay? In the simplest form. So think about that for your own business and for your life. Okay, any questions? Any questions we got? Do you consider leasing equipment to meet deliverables? Yes, definitely. I would say rent. I end up renting a lot of gear, okay? Depends on the job, okay? Depends on how much you're getting paid. Good question, Jack. Depends on, hey, Bluegrass Drone Guy, good to see you, man. Always supporting, good to see you. Yeah, Jack, I would say rent out the equipment if it depends. If it's a high-end job and you know you're going to get more work from that job if you rent this piece of equipment, okay, then it's worth renting, okay? If you know renting this a piece of equipment it's not going to improve your business, or it's not a portfolio piece, you're just doing it for the money, the immediate job, then it may not be worth renting it, okay? I don't know if that makes sense, but let me say it another way. If you're doing a job and you're putting that photo, or you're putting those photos, those videos on your website, and you're trying to attract more of those particular clients in that niche, then yes, it's worth it to rent that particular camera, that drone, etc., to make it the best you possibly can make it, because you'll be able to charge more and attract higher paying clients on your next job. Okay, so you might have to spend a little more in the short term, but you know you'll make more in the long term on your next job or your next few jobs. Okay? Can you rent a high-end thermal camera? I believe you can. I haven't really done much with thermal cameras, so that's not my expertise. But yeah, I would look into renting them unless you get a few jobs. Now, in terms of renting, whether it's a thermal camera or just a normal film or drone camera, if you know you're going to get several jobs, if you sign a multi-video deal, multiple contracts with different customers, then it might be worth just buying the piece of equipment. Or sometimes what I've done is I know I'm going to use this equipment for several months, the next 3 months, next 4 months. All right. I'm going to buy this camera. I'm going to buy this lens, whatever. Use it for the jobs. And then I sell it on eBay or sell it somewhere else. Okay. After I'm done with the job, because I know I won't need that particular lens for a while, or I may not need that camera. It's just, it's not worth it. So it's really hard to tell. It really depends on the particular situation, the job. You sort of have to be the judge, run the numbers, run the math, look at it from, I would write this all down on a piece of paper and see, you know, if I rent it versus if I don't rent it, if I buy it or if I don't buy it, and how much money I'm making in profit. And then put it side by side and make a decision. Okay. Any more questions? All right. All right. So I know it's Black Friday, so it's my last day for my Black Friday deal. So I just wanted to let you guys know about it. I know some of you have seen this. So if you've seen it before, I apologize. But for those who haven't, just want to let you know. We got less than, probably more like 14 hours left, something like that. Or even less than that, maybe like 10 hours left. Okay, for Black Friday for my Drone Pilot Pro course. Okay, you get 60% off. Inside the course, you get all 5 mini courses, plus you get all these bonuses, which include 60% off the Adobe Creative Cloud and other software like Artlist, Soundstripe, and others. Okay, in the course I show you everything I know about DJI drones, okay, to master your DJI drone, how to get your Part 107 license, your commercial drone pilot. So after you become an expert with your drone, then I show you how to get your commercial drone license. I show you step by step where to go, how to do everything involving that. Okay, then once you have your commercial license, the next step, you're gonna wanna at least know the basics. Even if you hire an editor, I would, like I said in this video, know the basics. These are basically the fundamentals for editing fast, 10 times fast. So when I edit, there's only about, I'd say, 10 to 12 keys that I use most of the time. I give you my keyboard shortcuts, everything I know for editing super fast. Okay, I've experimented probably the last 3 years. I've fine-tuned it into that course right there. I also give you my color grading, show you how to color grade your videos and give you LUTs for Premiere Pro and Final Cut Pro X. I show you how to apply the LUTs step by step, so you can use those right away. Okay, and then I show you how all the drone, been talking more this week about drone business skills and all the things you need to start and scale your drone business. So I go into all the details, everything from, you know, whether you want to go with a sole proprietorship, LLC, S Corp, etc., all the way to contracts and things like that with clients, all the paperwork, etc. I show in my Drone Business Pro course, and then I give you when you sign up, you get, as a student, you get 60% off the Adobe Creative Cloud, and that includes things like Photoshop, Premiere Pro, Lightroom, etc. Here's some other people who have joined my other courses who have had good success, and these are some things they say, like they passed a Part 107 license, they're starting to get drone jobs, they find it very relevant, up to date, easy to follow. I mean, if you watch any of my YouTube videos, you sort of know my style and just sort of how I make my videos. So same thing in the course. There's over 125 videos. So I don't skip any steps like other people. I'm not going to just say, figure it out. No, I show you exactly how to do it. Okay. So this course is the culmination of, you know, two years in the making, over 2 years. So I think if I taught this at a university, it's really several different courses, because you got your Part 107 course, which is a long course in getting your Part 107 license, your video editing, photo editing, mastering your drone, and then mastering your business. Those are all separate courses. So at a university, it might cost several $1,000s. I think it's over $1,000 value. Currently, I have it priced at $799, But for Black Friday, I'm lowering it all the way down to $349, which is about 60% off. So, I mean, practically giving it away here. But today is the last day. So you can join now until midnight tonight for just $349. Now, when you sign up, you get, like I said, you get about 125 videos and counting, adding more videos to it. And the good thing is you get access to all the future content as well. So if you sign up today, you'll be able to get all the videos that I make in the future. You know, things like the Mavic 3 Cine. I'm going to do a bunch with the ProRes and stuff like that this month or the next month. And all the new technology and so forth you get in the course. Okay, and of course you have access to me, and the nice thing is you have access to the private Facebook group, so everyone who joins the course will get access to that Facebook group. We can help each other out. Okay, like I said before, don't go it alone. It's better to be with like-minded people. You know, people who sign up the course are serious, okay, because they're investing in their self and their education. And in addition, you get all these bonuses. So you get the Premiere Pro presets. I put together animations, transitions, and a lot more to help you out. It's just drag and drop, so there's nothing to it, okay? And then same thing with sound effects. You don't have to go out and record all these different sound effects for your drone videos. You could just drag and drop them into your videos, okay? Then I also add my pre-flight checklist. When I go out, this is what I do, okay? You can put this on your iPad or print it out and bring that with you so you're prepared and professional. Okay, I give you 60%, like I said before, in all these different apps. You get, by the way, the Adobe Creative Cloud is all these apps. So you get all of these at one price. I think it's like a little over $20 a month with the discount. So, I mean, that's kind of pays for itself right there. It's super cheap for what you get. Okay, so Artlist, Soundstripe, MusicBed, you get discounts to these three music licensing platforms. Nice thing about Soundstripe and Artlist, I tend to like Artlist the most, is you can use that for commercial work any place, anytime. Even if you cancel the subscription, you can use that for your professional work, and you don't have to worry about any copyright licensing issues. Okay, so you get that. You get the discount for that when you sign up for the course. And you'll have a lifetime membership. So you have a 14-day money-back guarantee, so you can take a look and you can enroll and start at it. If you don't like it, okay, I will give you your money back, full money-back guarantee, and no questions asked. You also pay with PayPal, Google, whatever kind of payment processor you want. So I'll leave that up to you, but just so you feel comfortable that you know you're getting the value out of this course, I provide a 14-day money-back guarantee. Okay, so that sale ends tonight at midnight, and I will put a link below, or you can go to thedronepilotpro.com. You can see it there. Appreciate you guys watching. Let me see if we have any questions before I go. Okay, I do appreciate everyone on the live chat. Okay. That runs. Okay. Yeah, inspections are a little can get quite expensive. People are asking about inspections. Inspections are not cheap, especially with thermal cameras. My course is designed more for filmmakers, photographers, but if you want to dive into inspections, go for it. Yeah, good thermal drone is $10,000 to buy. Yeah, I mean, you can even spend $10,000 in some of the cameras. Something like that. The FLIR cameras. F-L-I-R. Yeah, FLIR is the best. All right. Research, that's why I'm here. Priceless input from another drone professional. I appreciate that, Jack. Well, how many years have I been in the business? Well, I've been in the drone business since 2017, 4 years, about 4 years now. But since 2007, I started as a photographer, and then 2009 I started doing filmmaking. So over 10 years in filmmaking and photography, and then probably the last four years or so with drones. Okay. All right, any more questions? Alrighty, guys, I appreciate you tuning in. Jack, ATL Clutch, Bluegrass Drone Guy, Hugo, Taiwan, everyone else who's tuning in, I appreciate you guys. I'm Brecky Armello, the Drone Pilot Pro. The sale ends at midnight. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys later. Also, tomorrow I'm doing another live stream at 9 a.m. So you want to come back. I won't be doing it about this. I won't be doing about Black Friday stuff. This is all over, but I'll be doing something about drones tomorrow at 9 a.m. to be doing another live stream. So if you want to tune in, if you have more questions that you weren't able to ask today, tomorrow at 9 a.m., Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll be doing another live stream. Have a good weekend, guys. Hope to see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.